What's going on, guys? It's Jack Banks, NBA, and today we are looking at Cam Spencer of the UConn Huskies, one-time national champion, 5 years in college basketball, the first 3 at Loyola Marymount, then spent a season with Rutgers, and then spent his last season with UConn. So, who is Cam Spencer? Well, he's 24 years old. He's about 6'4", 205 pounds, and I would say he's like a kind of a wing guard tweener. I think he'll spend more time as a wing, but he surprised me with more creation ability than I thought he had at the start of the season. And I will say, as a caveat, my mom is a huge UConn fan, and from the start of the season, Cam Spencer was her favorite player. And I didn't think Cam Spencer was going to be that good. I thought he could be a nice three-point shooter, and that was about it. And I was completely wrong. Cam Spencer is much more than just an outside shooter or even just a stationary outside shooter. He moves really well without the ball. He's a great off-ball cutter and mover, and he really understands like spacing and timing. He knows when would be a good time to cut and how to really time his defender, because he is athletic, but he's not the most athletic, right? And so he really uses his ability, like I said, space and time. He really has a good understanding. And then he uses his shooting to create openings to get to the basket, because people are so worried about his three-point shooting. He averaged 14 points a game on 44% shooting from three. And that was consistent non-conference to conference. It didn't matter who the opponent was, or in the tournament for that matter, Cam Spencer was knocking down his three-point shot. And that, as I mentioned, enabled him to get to the basket, because people were playing so high out on him above the three-point line or closing out really aggressively, and he used that to his advantage to get to the basket, where he did shoot 54% on his two-point attempts. Not necessarily the best number, but still a solid number that says to me he can score within the three-point line. Additionally, he did a good job as a secondary playmaker for UConn. Second on the team, 3.6 assists, and he did so while only averaging 1 turnover. So not only could he make plays for his teammates, but he did so while not giving the ball up to the opposition. And Cam Spencer is a guy who, as the year went on, became a lot of fun to watch, because he plays with an edge. Like, this guy loves to compete. He really enjoys to be out there on the basketball court, and you see it game after game. When the moments get bigger, when the pressure heightens, it's Cam Spencer who tends to rise to the moment. And also, I want to wrap up his positives with his defense. He's not a great defender out and out, but what he does do well is he's good at getting into passing lanes, causing deflections, and getting steals. He has quick hands, and he averaged 1.5 steals per game. So there's a lot of positives to Cam Spencer, and really surprised me watching him throughout the season. So what are some negatives? He's not a great, one-on-one shot creator, and that's okay. I think the NBA level, they're not necessarily looking for him to do that, and so his game will not be affected greatly by that aspect. And then the other negative to Cam Spencer is just, quite frankly, his age. He's 24 years old. There's not a lot of upside in guys who come into the league. Typically at this age, sometimes their strengths at the college level diminish a little bit, because they're playing against guys who are much younger than them, and now they're playing against guys who are their age or older. And so some of maybe the experience and the tactics that Cam Spencer was able to use to his benefit in college aren't going to work as well at the NBA level. So there are some concerns. However, I think Cam Spencer is going to surpass those concerns. I think he's going to have a 6 to 10 year NBA career. Maybe he'll have to start out in the G League, but I think eventually he will find a role in the next couple of years and play 15 to 20 minutes a game for an NBA team. So would I draft Cam Spencer? Absolutely. And I would not have said that about 4 months ago. But he just, every time you put on the film for UConn, he's one of their better players. And that says a lot about a team that won a national championship. So I would take him anywhere between 35 and 55 in the second round. And he'd be a great fit for any team that is currently, in the playoffs and trying to win games. I would not take Cam Spencer if I was a lottery team and still had a few years left on my rebuild. I'm talking about teams like the Wizards, the Trailblazers, even like the Spurs maybe, because Wembanyama is going to accelerate that timeline, but you get the point I'm making here. So Cam Spencer, I really think, is going to be a long-time NBA player. So let me know what you guys think about Cam Spencer in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more NBA draft and more NBA content, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
My prediction is that Cam Spencer will go in the first round, and not only in the first round, he's going to be a top 10 pick. Go Huskies.